Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, English Journey Conversation. I am very happy that you are here today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoy this podcast, please like it, share it with others, and subscribe to support the channel. Your support really helps me continue this journey. Welcome back to English Journey Conversation, the podcast where you can practice English and also learn useful and meaningful lessons about life. My name is Jara, and I am truly happy to be spending this time with you. It does not matter where you are right now. Maybe you are walking outside, cooking in your kitchen, sitting quietly at home, or lying down and relaxing. Wherever you are, thank you for choosing to listen to this podcast. You have many choices, but you chose to be here with me, and that means a lot. I also want to say a big thank you for all the love and support you give me. Many of you send kind messages, comments, and feedback. When I read your words, I feel motivated and encouraged. Your messages tell me that this podcast is not only helping you improve your English, but it is also helping you in your life, your studies, and your motivation. That is the main reason why I continue making these episodes. I do this for you. Today's episode is about something very important. It is something that can truly change the way you see your life. It can help you grow in your career, improve your studies, reach your personal goals, and build better relationships with other people. Today's topic is the psychology of winners. In simple words, this topic is about how successful people think. Have you ever wondered why some people continue moving forward even when life becomes very hard? Why do some people stay positive even after they fail many times? Why do some people always find a way to learn and grow, while others give up very quickly? The answer is not only about what successful people do. It is mostly about how they think. Their success begins inside their mind. Their thoughts, beliefs, and attitude guide their actions. This way of thinking helps them stand up again after failure and keep moving forward. Before we go deeper, let us ask a simple but important question. What does it really mean to be a winner? When we hear the word winner, many people imagine someone who wins a race, a competition, or a game. We may think of trophies, medals, or applause from others. But being a true winner is much more than that. A real winner is someone who does not give up, who learns from mistakes, and who keeps trying even when things are difficult. In this episode, we will slowly explore how winners think and how you can develop the same mindset in your own life. When we think about the word winner, many of us imagine someone who is number one. We may think of a person with the highest score, someone who wins a competition, or someone who receives a medal or a prize. In the same way, when we hear the word successful, we often imagine people who have a lot of money, a high-level job, a nice car, or a beautiful house. Society often teaches us that these things are signs of success. But in this podcast, we are not talking only about that kind of success. Success is much deeper than money, trophies, or titles. A true winner is not just someone who wins competitions or earns rewards. A true winner is someone who does not stop when life becomes difficult. A winner is someone who continues to learn, continues to grow, and continues to move forward step by step, even when the journey feels slow or hard. For example, think about a student who studies every day, even when the lessons are difficult and the motivation is low. That student is a winner. Think about a parent who works hard every day to give their children a better future, even when they feel tired or stressed. That parent is a winner. Think about a person who fails many times, feels disappointed, but still stands up and tries again until they finally succeed. That person is a winner. Even someone who chooses to be kind, honest, and respectful in a world that can sometimes be unfair or unkind is also a winner. Being a winner is not about being perfect. It is about not giving up. It is about having the courage to continue, even when things do not go as planned. Real winners understand that failure is not the end. Instead, Failure is part of the learning process. So, in today's episode, we will talk about how these kinds of people think. We will explore how winners see problems and challenges. Do they see problems as walls that stop them, or as lessons that help them grow? We will talk about how winners react when they fail. Do they quit, or do they learn and try again? We will also discuss the habits winners build in their daily lives and how they stay strong on the inside, even when life outside is not easy. By the end of this episode, you will understand how successful people think about problems and challenges. You will learn how they turn failure into learning instead of disappointment. You will discover how they build strong habits that support their goals. Most importantly, you will learn how you can start thinking like them in your own life. Do not worry. You do not need to change everything at once. Big changes begin with small steps. You can start slowly in your own way and grow little by little. And while you're listening to this episode, you're also improving your English listening skills at the same time. So now, are you ready? Take a deep breath with me. Relax your mind. Let us begin this journey into the mindset of successful people. Let us discover how winners think and how you can become one too. Remember, success is not the same for everyone. Success has many different meanings, and your definition of success is just as important as anyone else's. What feels like success to one person may not feel the same to another person. Success is personal. It depends on your dreams, your situation, and your life. For example, for one person, success might mean building a big company or becoming a business leader. For another person, success could mean learning how to speak English with confidence and not being afraid to make mistakes. For someone else, success might mean raising a happy family, staying healthy, or helping people in their community. All of these are good goals. All of these are real and meaningful examples of success. That is why we should never compare our lives to other people's lives. Your life is your own journey. Your path is different from everyone else's path. Your success is not smaller, weaker, or less important just because it looks different from someone else's success. Every person starts from a different place and moves at a different speed. Let me share a few simple stories to explain this idea more clearly. The first story is about a man who grows up in a small village. He does not have much money, and he does not have many opportunities. Life is hard for him from the beginning, but he is hardworking and patient. He decides to learn new skills little by little. He starts a small shop in his village. For many years, his life is still difficult. Some days are good, and some days are very hard. But he never gives up. Step by step, he improves his business and his life. After many years, he becomes the first person in his village who is able to send his children to college. Now, is this man very rich? Maybe not. But is he successful? Yes, absolutely. He used what he had, stayed strong, and created a better future for his family. This is what a true winner does. The second story is about a young woman who is very shy. For many years, she is afraid to speak in public. She feels nervous, and her heart beats fast when she thinks about speaking in front of others. Because of this fear, she stays quiet and hides her ideas. She believes her voice is not good enough. But one day, she decides that she wants to change her life. She starts very small. She speaks a little during small meetings. She joins a speaking club to practice. She makes many mistakes, and sometimes she feels embarrassed. But she does not stop. She continues practicing again and again. After 2 years of effort, she finally gives a speech in front of 200 people. She may not be famous, but for her, this is a huge success. She is a winner because she faced her fear and became stronger. Now, let us look at one more example. Imagine a teenager who wants to pass a very difficult exam. The exam feels scary and many students fail it. At first, the teenager struggles. Some days, studying feels boring and tiring. Sometimes, the teenager feels like giving up. But instead of quitting, the teenager creates a study plan and follows it every day. Slowly, the teenager understands the lessons better. In the end, the teenager passes the exam. This success may seem small to others, but for this teenager, it means confidence, growth, and belief in themselves. These stories show us one important truth. Success looks different for everyone. A real winner is not someone who is better than others. A real winner is someone who keeps going, learns from challenges, and grows step by step. While other children are playing games or watching television, this teenager chooses to study every day. Even when he feels tired, bored, or stressed, he does not stop. He studies for weeks, then months, and maybe even years. There are days when he wants to rest or quit, but he remembers his dream and keeps going. Finally, one day, he passes the exam and gets into the school or the job he always wanted. This is also success. This teenager is also a winner. He stayed focused, worked hard, and did not give up when life was difficult. As you can see, success is not always about money, fame, or being perfect. Success is about progress. It is about becoming a little better every single day. It is about standing up again when you fall. It is about trying one more time, even when you feel tired, scared, or unsure of yourself. A winner is not always the fastest person or the smartest person in the room. A winner is someone who keeps showing up. A winner is someone who keeps trying, even when the results are slow. A winner is someone who gives their best effort again and again, even when no one is watching or cheering. Now I want to ask you a very important question. Take a moment and think carefully. What does success mean to you? For you, success might be learning English and speaking it with confidence. For someone else, success might be finding a good job. Maybe for you, success means being a good parent, a kind friend, or a helpful neighbor. Maybe success means living a peaceful life, staying healthy, or helping people who are in need. There is no wrong answer. Your definition of success belongs to you. Your journey toward success is just as valuable and meaningful as anyone else's journey. You do not need to follow someone else's path. You do not need to reach someone else's goals. As we continue with this episode, I want you to remember one very important thing. You do not have to be rich to be successful. You do not have to be famous to be successful. You do not have to be perfect to be a winner. You only need to keep moving forward. You need to keep learning, even when learning feels slow. You need to keep believing, even when progress is not easy to see. Growth is always possible, no matter your age or situation. Every small step you take matters. Every effort you make brings you closer to your own version of success. This is what being a true winner is really about. Now, let us move forward and talk about something very important next: how winners think differently. The way winners think shapes their actions, their habits, and their results. Many people face the same problems in life, but winners see those problems in a different way. Let us explore that mindset together. Some people believe that successful people are just lucky. They say things like, "Oh, they are rich because their family gave them money," or "they're successful because they were born talented." Others think, "They were born special. They are not like me." But this way of thinking is not true. The real difference between successful people and others is not money. It is not family background. It is not even natural talent. The real difference is inside the mind. The way we think every day slowly shapes our life, our actions, and our future. This way of thinking has a name. It is called mindset. A mindset is simply how you see yourself and how you see the world around you. You can imagine mindset like a pair of glasses. If your glasses are dirty, everything looks dark, unclear, and difficult. Problems feel bigger than they really are. But if your glasses are clean, you can see clearly. You feel more hopeful and more confident. Life does not become easy, but it becomes clearer. The same thing happens with your mindset. If your mindset is negative, closed, and full of fear, it becomes very hard to grow or improve. But if your mindset is open, positive, and willing to learn, you can do much more than you ever imagined. Psychologists, people who study how the mind works, talk about two main types of mindset. These are called the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. These ideas were explained by a well-known psychologist named Carol Dweck. Do not worry about the name. The ideas themselves are very simple and easy to understand. First, let us talk about the fixed mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe that people cannot really change. They think, I am either smart or I am not. I can do this or I cannot. If I fail, it means I am not good enough. They believe their abilities are fixed and cannot improve. For example, imagine a student who gets a bad grade in English. If this student has a fixed mindset, they might say, I am just bad at English. I will never be good at it. After that, they stop trying. They feel ashamed, disappointed, and give up. This is how a fixed mindset limits people and keeps them stuck. Now, let us look at the opposite way of thinking called the growth mindset. People with a growth mindset believe something very different. They believe that skills and abilities can improve with time, effort, and practice. If they do not understand something today, they think, that is okay. I can learn it tomorrow. When people with a growth mindset fail, they do not see failure as the end. They see it as a lesson. They ask themselves, what can I learn from this? Instead of giving up, they try again in a smarter way. Failure does not mean they are not good enough. It simply means they are still learning. This way of thinking is very powerful. It helps people stay strong, hopeful, and motivated even when life is difficult. Winners usually have a growth mindset. They believe they can grow, improve, and become better step by step. And the good news is this: a growth mindset is not something you are born with. It is something you can learn and practice every day. In the next part, we will explore how winners use this mindset in real life and how you can start using it too. They grow stronger because they choose to learn instead of quitting. Let us look at the same example again. A student gets a bad grade in English, but this time the student has a growth mindset. Instead of feeling hopeless, the student says, this is not the result I wanted, but now I understand what I need to improve. I will study more and try again next time. This is the mindset of a winner. So when we say that winners think differently, we mean that they choose a growth mindset. They do not give up when life becomes difficult. They do not stop just because they make mistakes. In fact, they understand that mistakes are a natural and necessary part of learning. For winners, failure is not the end of the road. Failure is feedback. It is information that helps them grow and improve. Let us look at a real-life example from the world of business. Imagine someone who wants to start a small business. In the beginning, nothing is easy. The first idea may not work. The person might even lose money. A person with a fixed mindset might say, I failed. I am not good at this. I should stop and quit. But a person with a growth mindset thinks in a different way. They say, okay, this did not work, but I learned something important. Now I know what not to do. Next time, I will do it better. Because of this way of thinking, they keep moving forward. Step by step, they learn, improve, and slowly become successful. The same idea is true in sports. Imagine a new player who loses many games at the beginning. A person with a fixed mindset might think, I am just not good at this sport. I should quit. But a player with a growth mindset asks a different question. They ask, what can I do better next time? They talk to their coach. practice more, watch their mistakes, and learn from each loss. Slowly, they become stronger and better. Every loss becomes a step toward winning. Another very important part of how winners think is positive thinking. Positive thinking does not mean that winners are always happy, smiling, or feeling good. Winners feel tired, sad, frustrated, and disappointed just like everyone else. The difference is that they do not allow negative thoughts to control their life. When something bad happens, winners do not sit and complain all the time. Instead, they look for solutions. When they feel afraid, they still take action. They talk to themselves in a positive and encouraging way. They say things like, "I can do this, I will try again," or "This is hard, but I am learning." This kind of thinking helps winners stay strong during difficult moments. It gives them the energy to continue when others stop. Positive thinking helps them focus on what they can control instead of what they cannot. Over time, this way of thinking builds confidence, strength, and resilience. Winners are not special because life is easy for them. Winners are different because they choose how to think, even when life is hard. They say to themselves, "I can do this. I am learning. I will grow stronger." This kind of positive self-talk gives winners strength during difficult moments. The words we say to ourselves every day are very powerful. When we speak to ourselves with kindness and encouragement, it becomes easier to keep going. Positive thinking is also about believing that the future can be better. Even when today feels hard, winners believe that tomorrow can improve if they continue moving forward. They understand that difficult days do not last forever. Here is something very important to understand. Winners do not have all the answers. They do not always know what will happen next. They do not always have a perfect plan. But this is the key difference. Winners believe in their ability to face whatever comes. They tell themselves, "I may not have all the answers today, but I can find them." This belief gives them courage. Instead of stopping because of fear or uncertainty, they keep moving forward, one small step at a time. Another interesting and hopeful truth is this way of thinking is not magic. It is not something you are born with. It is a skill. And like any skill, it can be learned and practiced. You can train your mind to think like a winner. It all begins with small changes in your thoughts. For example, instead of saying, "I can't do this," you can say, "I can try." Instead of saying, "I'm not smart," you can say, "I can learn." Instead of saying, "I always fail," you can say, "I am still learning, and I will get better." These small changes may seem simple, but over time, they create a big difference in how you feel and how you act. So the next time you face a problem, stop for a moment and ask yourself, how can I think like a winner in this situation? Maybe it means looking for the lesson instead of blaming yourself. Maybe it means staying calm instead of panicking. Maybe it means trying again, even after you fail. Whatever it is, always remind yourself that growth is possible. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to succeed every time. You only need to keep going. Progress is more important than perfection. Remember this. Successful people are not superhuman. They are normal people just like you. They feel fear, doubt, and stress just like everyone else. The difference is that they train their mind to think in a stronger and healthier way. They choose growth instead of fear. They choose positivity instead of negativity. And they never stop learning. Now, let us go a little deeper. In the next part, we will talk about the habits of successful thinkers and how these habits help them stay focused, strong, and motivated in daily life. Now, let's talk about the thinking habits of successful people. Here is the truth. The way we think every day slowly becomes a habit, and our habits shape our actions. Over time, our actions shape our life. That is why it is so important to pay attention to our thinking habits. If we learn to think like successful people, we are more likely to act like them and reach our goals. So, what kind of habits do successful thinkers have? How do winners think in their daily life? Let's look at 5 simple but powerful habits that you can start practicing too. Habit 1. They focus on goals. Winners are clear about what they want. They do not just live day by day without direction. They know their goal and they think about it often. This clear vision helps them stay focused. It protects them from getting lost in small problems. For example, imagine a student who dreams of becoming a nurse. Every day, even when her classes are hard or when she feels tired, she reminds herself, I want to become a nurse. This goal gives her motivation. It helps her plan her day better. She studies harder, avoids distractions, and keeps going because her goal is clear in her mind. Habit 2. They learn from mistakes. Successful people do not hate mistakes. They use mistakes as teachers. When something goes wrong, they do not give up or blame others. Instead, they ask, what can I learn from this? Think about a man who starts a business and fails. Maybe he loses money or makes poor choices. A person with a fixed mindset would quit and feel defeated. But a successful thinker reflects. He says, okay, I see what I did wrong. Next time I will do it better. This habit turns every mistake into a lesson. Over time, these lessons make him smarter, stronger, and closer to success. Habit 3. They stay calm in problems. Life is full of challenges. Things do not always go the way we want. But winners train their minds to stay calm. They do not panic when problems appear. Instead, they think clearly and look for a solution. Staying calm helps them make better decisions and act in a better way. When something goes wrong, they do not react with anger or fear. They take a moment to breathe, to think, and then they move forward. This calm attitude helps them stay strong even in difficult situations. It helps them face challenges without losing control. These habits are not complicated. They are simple but powerful. If you practice them every day, they will slowly become part of your life. You will start thinking differently, and your actions will change too. Your life will slowly move toward your goals. In the next part, we will continue with Habit 4 and Habit 5. We will also discuss how you can start building these habits in your own life, step by step, without feeling overwhelmed. They stay calm. They do not let panic take over. They do not waste their energy on anger or fear. Instead, they stop, take a deep breath, and think clearly. This calm thinking helps them make better decisions. For example, imagine a teacher who prepares a big online class. She spends hours planning a lesson. Suddenly, the internet stops working. A negative thinker might get angry and feel frustrated. They might even cancel the class. But a winner reacts differently. She takes a deep breath and thinks, what can I do now? Maybe she uses her phone data. Maybe she switches to writing on the board. Instead of giving up, she stays calm, finds a solution, and continues the lesson. This is the power of staying calm under pressure. Self-belief is not something you are born with. It is something you build. It grows like a muscle in your body. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. If you want to grow self-belief, you need to take small actions every day. Think about learning English. If you are afraid to speak and you stay silent all the time, your confidence stays small. But if you start speaking just one sentence a day, your confidence begins to grow. At first, it may feel uncomfortable. You may feel nervous. But after a few weeks or months, you will feel stronger inside. Suddenly, things that once felt scary become normal. This is the power of practice. One very useful way to build self-belief is by taking small steps. Many people try to do big things all at once. They set high goals, and when they cannot reach them immediately, they feel disappointed and give up. But winners know that big success starts with small steps. For example, if you want to run 5 kilometers, you do not start by running all 5 kilometers on the first day. You start by walking, then jogging, and then slowly increasing your distance. The same idea applies to learning. If you want to improve your English, start with small goals. Read 1 page a day. Speak 1 sentence a day. Ask 1 question a day. These steps may seem small, but they are very powerful. Every step builds your belief in yourself. Another good technique is to use positive self-talk. This means the way you talk to yourself in your mind. Many people say negative things like, "I am not good at this," or "I always fail." But this kind of thinking makes self-belief weaker. Successful thinkers do something different. They talk to themselves in a kind and helpful way. They say things like, "I can learn this," or "It is okay to make mistakes," or "I am getting better every day." These small positive thoughts may feel simple, but they make a big difference over time. You can also try writing down your small successes. At the end of each day, think about something you did well, even if it is very small. Maybe you answered a question in class. Maybe you said hello to someone in English. Maybe you studied for 10 minutes. These small achievements matter because they show you that you are improving. When you write down these small successes, you start to notice your progress. You begin to believe in yourself more and more. Over time, your self-belief grows stronger, and you feel more confident to try bigger challenges. The key is to be consistent. Small steps every day create big results over time. Winners know this. They understand that growth is not a sudden change. It is a slow process. And the best part is that you can start today. Write it down. Look at your progress. Remind yourself that you are growing. This simple habit will help you trust yourself more and more. When you see your own progress, you feel stronger and more confident. You begin to understand that small steps really do matter. And here is one more important point. Surround yourself with people who believe in you. If you are always around negative people who tell you that you cannot do something, it becomes very hard to build confidence. Their words can make you feel weak and unsure. But if you spend time with people who encourage you, who say, "You can do it," and who believe in your potential, then your self-belief grows faster. Supportive people help you stay motivated, especially when things get difficult. So remember this. Self-belief and confidence are not gifts from the sky. They are skills you can practice every single day. Take small steps, use positive self-talk, write down your progress, and choose supportive people around you. Bit by bit, you will start to feel stronger inside. And once you believe in yourself, nothing can stop you from moving forward. Fear is just a signal. It is not a reason to stop. Fear means you are growing. Fear means you are stepping outside your comfort zone. When you try something new, fear is normal. It is a sign that you are moving forward. For example, imagine someone who wants to move to another country for work. Of course, they feel afraid. It is a big change. There is a new language, new people, and a new culture. Fear is natural in this situation. But instead of saying, "I can't do this," "It's too scary," they think differently. They say, "Yes, I feel afraid, but I can prepare. I can learn. I can take one step at a time." And then they take action. That is how winners face fear. They don't wait until the fear goes away, because fear never disappears completely. Instead, they move forward while feeling afraid. They act even when they are scared. Step by step, the fear becomes smaller, while their confidence becomes bigger. The more they face fear, the more they grow. Rejection means someone says no to you. Maybe someone does not like your idea. Maybe you apply for a course or a program, and they do not accept you. Rejection hurts. It always hurts. It can make you feel sad, angry, or embarrassed. But winners do not let rejection destroy their confidence. They know rejection is a part of life. They know it happens to everyone, even the most successful people in the world. One great example is J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter books. Today, her books are loved by millions of people. But do you know what happened in the beginning? Her book was rejected by 12 different publishers. 12 times people told her, "No, this won't work." Imagine if she had given up after the first or second rejection. The world would never have read her stories. But she did not give up. She kept going until someone finally said yes. That is the power of persistence, the decision to keep moving forward even when others close the door. You cannot avoid fear, failure, or rejection. These challenges are part of life, but you can choose how to respond to them. Winners choose courage instead of fear. They choose learning instead of shame. They choose persistence instead of giving up. And the good news is that you can choose these things too. Step by step, you can train your mind to think like a winner, even when life becomes difficult. One simple change in the way you think can make a huge difference. Instead of asking yourself, "Why did this happen to me?" try asking, "What can I learn from this?" When you ask, "Why me?" you feel like a victim. You feel powerless and sad. But when you ask, "What can I learn?" you become stronger. You start to see failure as a teacher, not as a punishment. You can even write down the lessons in a notebook. Keep it simple. For example, you might write, "Next time I will prepare earlier," or "I need to practice more." Then try again with a new plan. Each time you do this, you are not failing. You are improving. You are growing. Remember, failure is never personal. It does not mean you are a failure. It just means that something did not work this time. That is all. It is not a judgment about your value or your abilities. It is only a part of the learning process. Talking about your challenges out loud can make you feel lighter. When you share your problems with someone you trust, you do not carry the burden alone. You do not need to hide your challenges. Everyone has them. Talking about them does not make you weak. It makes you stronger. It helps you see things more clearly and feel more supported. When you talk, you may also get helpful advice or a new idea that you did not think of before. And here is something very important. Celebrate your courage. If you face your fear, if you try again after failing, or if you keep going after rejection, pause for a moment and be proud of yourself. You are doing what winners do. You are building a strong mind, one challenge at a time. Each time you choose to continue, you are becoming more resilient. You are becoming stronger inside. Simple rewrite, 300 to 3,500 characters. Set 3. Speak kindly to yourself. This may sound strange, but it is very important. The way we talk to ourselves matters a lot. Many people always say negative things like, "I'm not good at this," or "I always fail." Imagine if your best friend spoke to you like that every day. You would not feel confident, right? So, why do we talk to ourselves in that way? Winners use kind and supportive self-talk. They say things like, "I am learning," "I am improving," or "I can try again." These words may seem small, but they create a strong energy inside you. When you speak kindly to yourself, you give yourself the strength to keep moving forward. Winners know that words are powerful. The words you use with yourself can either break your confidence or build it up. That is why winners choose kind and encouraging words. They might say, "I'm learning," or "I did my best today," or "Next time I will try again." You can practice this too. Start by noticing your thoughts. If you catch yourself thinking something negative like, "I'm terrible at this," or "I will never succeed," stop for a moment. Take a deep breath. Then change that thought into something supportive. For example, instead of saying, "I can't do this," you can say, "This is hard right now, but I can improve if I keep trying." Treat yourself the way you would treat a good friend, with support, care, and kindness. Another important idea is this: don't give up easily. It is completely normal to feel tired, frustrated, or even hopeless sometimes. Everyone feels that way, even the most successful people. But the difference is that winners don't stop just because things are hard. They may take a break. They may rest. But they always come back and try again. Let's take an example. Imagine you are learning English and you find a grammar point that feels confusing. A negative thought might come up, like, I will never get this. But instead of stopping, you can say, this is difficult, but I can understand it if I practice more. Then you keep working, even if it is slow. Winners do not let one mistake stop them. They know that mistakes are part of learning. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new. Mistakes are not proof that you are bad. They are proof that you are trying. When you speak kindly to yourself, you start to feel stronger. You begin to believe that you can improve. You start to feel more confident and ready to face challenges. So, remember this: the way you talk to yourself matters. If you speak with kindness, you will feel more motivated. You will have more energy to continue. If you speak with negativity, you will feel weaker and you might stop. Winners choose kind words because they know that self-talk is one of the most powerful tools for success. Simple rewrite, 300 to 3,500 characters. A winner changes the thought too. Instead of saying, I will never get this, a winner says, this is difficult for me right now, but if I keep going, I will understand it. This is the mindset that creates progress. Every winner in history has had moments when they wanted to give up, but they did not. That decision to keep going is what made the difference. So remember, you are stronger than you think. All of these tips may sound small and simple, but they are very powerful. If you practice them every day, they can completely change the way you think and feel. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to keep showing up and trying. Wake up with a plan. Look for things to be thankful for. Use kind words when you talk to yourself. Stay strong when things are tough. These are the daily habits of winners. And the best part is, these are habits that you can learn. Anyone can develop them if they practice. I want to encourage you. Don't just listen to these ideas, try them. Pick one small habit today. Maybe write down your daily goals. Maybe say one kind sentence to yourself in the mirror. Do it today and then do it again tomorrow. Over time, these small actions build your winner's mindset. Each step you take brings you closer to the person you want to become. Always remember, thinking like a winner is not about being the best in the world. It is about becoming your best step by step, day by day. It is about your choices, your attitude, and your thoughts. You already have the power inside you. Now it is time to use it. We are now coming to the end of today's episode. I want to take a few minutes to review everything we talked about. This has been a deep and powerful topic, the psychology of winners. I hope you found it useful, simple, and inspiring. Let's quickly recap the key ideas. First, we talked about what a winner really is. A winner is not just someone who wins trophies, earns big money, or becomes famous. A real winner is someone who keeps going even when things are hard. A winner keeps trying, learning, and improving. They do not let failure stop them. We also discussed how your mindset matters. Winners have a mindset of growth. They believe they can improve through practice and effort. They do not say, I cannot do this. Instead, they say, I can learn this if I keep working. This is the difference between someone who gives up and someone who succeeds. Another important idea is gratitude. Winners focus on what they have, not what they lack. They look for small things to be thankful for every day. This helps them stay positive and motivated. It gives them energy to keep moving forward. We also talked about self-talk. Winners speak kindly to themselves. They treat themselves like a good friend. When they make a mistake, they do not insult themselves. They say, I am learning, or I will try again. This helps them stay confident and strong. Finally, we learn that winners do not give up easily. Everyone feels tired or frustrated sometimes. But winners do not stop. They may take a break, but they always come back. They know that success comes from continuing, not from giving up. So, take these ideas and start practicing them. Remember, you are capable, you are strong, and you can become the person you want to be, one step at a time. Simple rewrite, 300 to 3,500 characters. A winner is someone who keeps growing, keeps learning, and never gives up. Success looks different for everyone, and that is okay. Your success is about your goals, your values, and your personal journey. It is not about copying someone else's life or trying to be the best in the world. Success is about becoming the best version of yourself. Next, we talked about how winners think differently. They do not believe they are born with all the answers. Instead, they have something called a growth mindset. This means they believe they can improve, learn, and get better through effort and practice. When they face problems, they look for solutions. When they make mistakes, they do not stop. They try again. This is what helps them move forward. We also learned about the habits of successful thinkers. These are small daily actions that build a strong mindset. They include setting clear goals, learning from mistakes, staying calm during tough times, asking for help when needed, and learning something new every day. These habits may sound simple, but when you practice them over time, they make you unstoppable. You start to feel more confident and more focused. Then we talked about the importance of self-belief and confidence. Winners believe in themselves even when things feel difficult or confusing. They take small steps, celebrate every little progress, and speak kindly to themselves. They know that confidence is not something you are born with. You do not wake up one day with it fully formed. Confidence is something you build slowly, step by step with practice. Each action you take and each small success helps your confidence grow. Of course, winners also face challenges. They feel fear. They fail sometimes, and they are rejected at times. But the difference is how they handle these challenges. They do not let fear stop them. They do not let failure keep them from trying again. And they do not let rejection bring them down. Instead, they see every challenge as a chance to grow stronger, smarter, and more capable. We also talked about how to think like a winner in your daily life. This is not about making huge changes or doing big dramatic things. Thinking like a winner comes from small daily choices. It comes from what you do every day, even when no one is watching. It comes from your attitude and your habits. For example, you can start your day with a plan. You can write down your goals. You can focus on what you are grateful for. You can speak kindly to yourself when things get hard. You can take breaks when you feel tired, but you always return to your goals. These small choices build a strong winner's mindset over time. A winner does not need to be perfect. They just need to keep going. They keep learning from their mistakes. They keep improving. They keep trying again. And that is what makes them successful. So remember this. Success is not about being the best. It is about becoming better. It is about growing every day. It is about staying strong even when things are hard. And it is about believing in yourself and your ability to improve. If you practice these ideas, you will start to think like a winner, and you will become more confident, more focused, and more capable in your life. Simple rewrite, 300 to 3,500 characters. Thinking like a winner is not about doing big things. It is about the small, simple habits you do every day. Start your day with a clear plan. Be thankful for the little things around you. Speak kindly to yourself in your thoughts. And when life gets hard, don't give up. These small actions may seem simple, but over time, they can make a huge difference. And the best part is you can start doing them right now, today. Now, I want you to ask yourself a simple question. What is one small thing you can do today to think like a winner? Maybe it is writing down your goals for the day. Maybe it is noticing a negative thought and changing it into a positive one. Maybe it is trying something new, even if it feels a little scary. Or maybe it is reminding yourself that mistakes are not the end. They are part of learning. Whatever small step you choose, take it. Winners are not made in a single day. They are made by choosing the right mindset again and again every day. And remember, you do not have to be perfect. You just have to keep moving forward. Every step you take is a win. Every lesson you learn makes you stronger. You already have the ability to grow, improve, and succeed. All it takes is belief in yourself, action, and a little patience. Be patient with yourself. Change takes time, but it will happen if you keep practicing. Before we end today, I want to give you something special, a short speaking practice section. This will help you practice English while thinking like a winner. I will ask a few questions. After each question, pause the podcast and try to answer in full sentences. Even short answers are fine. Just do your best. Question 1. Who is a successful person? This could be someone famous or someone in your family or community. Think about what makes them successful. Is it their job, their personality, or the way they live their life? Question 2. What does success mean to you? There is no right or wrong answer. Your idea of success may be different from others. For example, is success about being happy, helping others, or achieving your goals? You can choose your own definition. Your success is based on your values and your dreams. Question 3. What is one small habit you can start today to think like a winner? Maybe it is writing down your goals each morning. Maybe it is saying something kind to yourself when you feel stressed. Maybe it is practicing a skill for just 10 minutes every day. The important thing is to start with something small and consistent. When you answer these questions, remember that winners are made by daily habits, not by one big moment. Small actions add up over time. If you do a little bit every day, you will be surprised by how much you grow. So, take a moment now and choose one small action. Write it down. Then do it today. Then do it again tomorrow. Keep going. This is how you build a winner's mindset. Simple rewrite, 3,000 to 3,500 characters. Now, let's continue with the speaking practice questions. These questions are meant to help you think like a winner and speak English at the same time. Remember, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to practice and improve step by step. Question 1. Who is a successful person? This can be someone famous, or someone you know in your family or community. Think about what makes them successful. Is it their job, their personality, or the way they live their life? Question 2. What does success mean to you? There is no right or wrong answer. Success is different for everyone. For some people, success means being happy. For others, it means helping others or reaching their goals. Try to explain what success looks like in your own life. What would make you feel successful? Question 3. What do you do when you make a mistake? Mistakes happen to everyone. What matters is how you react. Do you get upset or discouraged, or do you try to learn from it? Think about what you usually do and how you feel. Remember, mistakes are part of learning. They are not the end of the story. Question 4. What is one small habit you can start today to think like a winner? Maybe it is writing down your goals. Maybe it is saying something positive to yourself. Maybe it is practicing English every day. Think of one habit and describe it. It can be very simple as long as you do it consistently. Question 5. Have you ever faced fear or failure? What did you do? Think about a time when you felt scared or when something did not go the way you hoped. Maybe you tried something new and it felt scary. Maybe you failed at a task, a test, or a goal. How did you handle it? Did you try again? Did you learn something new from the experience? It does not matter if your answer is short or simple. Take your time with each question. Do not worry about grammar or pronunciation. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to practice thinking and speaking in English, just like you would in real life. Every small effort counts, and every answer is a step forward. Thank you so much for joining me today on this episode of English Journey Conversation. I hope that during this episode, you did not just learn something new about winners and success, but also had the chance to practice your listening, thinking, and even speaking in English. This podcast is here to help you grow, not just in English, but in life. Remember, thinking like a winner is a skill you can practice every day. Stay positive, stay patient, and keep taking small steps toward your goals. When you feel tired or discouraged, remind yourself that progress takes time. Keep going even if it is slow. Small actions every day create big results. Until next time, stay strong, stay focused, and keep thinking like a winner. You have the power inside you. You can do it. Take care, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode.